you. Everybody, step up to the orange code. Everybody, step up to the orange code. It's about to get crazy. Guys in the back, step all the way up. Everybody. Yes. Now New York City. He went over the city.
Sì. Allora. 42nd. Are the Mami Tungo? My dinner bar.
We helping the youth, man. Doing the good thing.
Daí esse negócio assim é legal, mas tem que pra mim talvez ele já tenha. Ah, pode ser. É legal, porque tem um monte, ele deve ter todas as coisinhas. É. Eu vi essas coisas que pegar na água. Agora já resolveu.
Live stand-up show tonight, guys. Come on in. Comedy Club, guys. Stand-up show tonight. Come on in.
Fuck you, you fluoride freak! Fucking little jerk off! straight, they push.
Yeah, bro. I mean, from here to Hamilton go, that's $100. Yes. 1 minute, how much?
Alongside the traditional chupa and the Tibetan national flag, ready for action at a moment's notice. He grounded everything he did in absolute reverence for His Holiness, but his heart was always with the youth. Our local Rangzen didn't just want us to attend events, but he wants us to take the lead. Tonight, as we gather in the heart of New York, surrounded by friends, allies, and the freedom fighter from around the world, we are not just mourning a loss. We are mourning a hero, carrying forward his vision, proving the flames of independence will never be extinguished. Let us stand united. Let us pledge to carry his flame forward as one Tibetan voice. Thank you all. Let us begin our program. We will now honor the Tibetan national anthem followed by the American national anthem. Please everyone rise.
Oh,
이거 안다 키도 되게 셀 줄이 친다 좀 다들 줄 이거 그냥 어떻게 이제 정말 되지
We now invite our Honorable Trevor Umbochela and monks to begin the opening prayers for today's vigil. Now it's my deepest honor to invite family of Pawo Rangzen to step forward and share a few words with us tonight.
Good evening. My name is Sonam Children, and Pawo Rangzen was my uncle. His name was Lobga then, but we know, loved, and remember him as Lobga Rangzen. He was born in Vigil in occupied Tibet. After escaping into exile, he dedicated his life to the cause of Tibet. He organized protests, led marches, walks, educational sessions, and flower rallies. He knocked on the doors of those in power, lobbied elected officials, mobilized for unity, and never stopped fighting for Tibet's independence. For my uncle, Tibet was not a place, it was his life's purpose. He lived for Tibet every single day, and in the end, he gave his life for Tibet. On July 2nd, my uncle walked to the United Nations dressed in traditional Tibetan clothing and carrying a Tibetan national flag. He planted that flag firmly and raised the words, "Free Tibet" and "China out of Tibet," even when his body was engulfed in flames. In his final act, my uncle awakened from his powers. He reminded Tibetans everywhere that we share one homeland, one history, and one responsibility. And his message to the Chinese government was clear. We can't work for abandon who they are. Yet, despite decades of repression, Tibetans have refused to surrender. And to the people of the world, I want to say this clearly. Do not look away. Do not look away and silence yourself about Tibet. For too long, Tibetans have suffered while the world remained silent. 171 Tibetans have self-immolated, crying out for freedom and begging the world to witness what is happening inside Tibet. Their sacrifices were not acts to be forgotten. These are the highest level of non-violent political protest that appeal for justice, dignity, and survival of our nation. And to my Tibetan brothers and sisters, we now carry our responsibility. Let us continue to stand together to protect our identity and remember the words of martyrs, and continue to struggle for the cause they gave their lives to, and to bring back His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama back to Potala Palace in a free and independent Tibet. Regalo! Regalo! Regalo!
If you want to know more about them, you can go visit their website. It's called www.tibetlearning.com. Please search for that for more information. We are honored to welcome distinguished leaders from our city who have just joined tonight to pay their respect. Please join me in welcoming TLC Commissioner Valdivia, Assistant Commissioner Chen, Junior Lieutenant Abu Rode, as they step forward to lead our candle and honor the memory and poetry of Pawo Rangzen.
And a very big thank you to the TLC leadership, because Lobga Rangzen, he was an Uber driver, and the TLC leadership, they're standing for their employee, Lobga Rangzen.
We are deeply honored to have Assembly Member Catalina Cruz representing Queens District 39. Assembly Member Cruz, podium is yours.
Tonight I join you with a heavy heart. as we honor the life. I want to make sure that I'm honoring his name by pronouncing it correctly, so feel free to correct me. Pawo Lobga Rangzen. Okay, I did it correctly. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel coming here and seeing so many people honoring his sacrifice today. It tugs at your heart because it makes you think of the life that he led, the life that you had to leave behind, and the life that many people of Tibet are still living. I was asked to chant something, and I want you to follow me when I say it. Free Tibet! Free Tibet! Free Tibet! Free Tibet! Free Tibet! You come to this country in search of opportunity and that freedom that was denied to you in the country that you were born in, and we are going to call it a country no matter what China tries to do or say. That is his sacrifice, that was his ask, and that is how we are going to treat you. I represent Elmhurst, where he called it home, where he worked, where he fought, and we are going to miss him in our neighborhood. And the only thing I ask of you today is to continue to do this. Show up for the people of Tibet. Show up for him. Show up for fighting for a free Tibet. Thank you for the honor of being a part of this beautiful demonstration of love toward his sacrifice and to the country that called you Tibetan. You will always be Tibetan. Thank you. May he rest in the peace that was denied to him in the country where he was born. Thank you. Thank you. Free Tibet. Free Tibet.
Thank you so much, Assembly Member Catalina Cruz. She represents where I was staying before for another 12 years. I stayed at Alma, so thank you. We are deeply privileged to have with us Javan Nubula scholar, founder of TNC, and a tireless voice for Tibetan independence. I invite him to the platform. Javan Nubula.
You must forgive me because I really don't know what to say. It's not often I'm sort of struck dumb or anything, but it's been a really difficult time for me because Lobga, he had many friends in the Tibetan community, but he and I politically, for the sake of Tibetan independence, for activism, we were best buddy. Nearly every day he would come and he'd have some idea, sometimes a mad idea, sometimes a good one. So I mean, it's really hard for me to say very much. You know, the day that he passed away, I get this call from Vigil and the police want to see me. They say, who's in charge? And I'm the founder of the Tibetan National Congress, he's the president. So naturally, these two detectives, we go to the morgue at Bellevue, and they want to know what happened. And I said, officers, I want you to understand that this was not a deranged person. This was not someone who was intoxicated. This was someone who was making a political statement. A statement for Tibetan independence. And I said the same way we call our organization the Tibetan National Congress is taken from the American National Congress that declared America's independence and the independence of so many other countries in the world that happened after that. So I don't want to talk too much about his life and things, but I just want to say, essentially I'm a writer. So you can check out I've written a number of articles on him. It's on Shadow Tibet. the blog post that I have, and you can go there. But I just want to read. I don't have the words for it, but there's a great Tibetan poet, a young woman living in Australia at the moment, but she was from Amdo, from the Chana grasslands of Amdo. Her name was Sungshuki. And when all these self-immolations took place inside Tibet, decades ago, and over 168 people had died, she wrote this poem called "I Will Burn Myself Again and Again." This is Sungshuki. It goes like this. Are my grasslands still green? Are my blue lakes still crystal clear? Do my hills and streams still sing their melodious songs? Great gods of Tibet, do you still see them in your vision? Can all the bloody crimes of the world be burned and transformed by the heat of fire? Who is sucking the blood and marrow from my body? Who is erasing the bloody images on my chest? Who dug up and desecrated my father's grave before my very eyes? Who cut the life force from my mother's tongue? How can I accept and tolerate all this? The body of flesh cannot be lifted by the mind. The pain of the wounded heart cannot be endured anymore. Yesterday, the ancestral land of my dream, destroyed by an army of bandits. Today, my precious mother made shamefully naked before my eyes. Tomorrow, my children's brains and bones savagely scattered about. I cannot submit to this anymore. From now on, aim the bullets of the many thousand guns only at me. Inflict all the most painful beatings and tortures only on me. Furthermore, direct all your persecution and tyranny only on me. I offer you the full measure of my life forever, and I assume full responsibility for this commitment. From today, please treasure the custom and heritage of my lineage. Take care of the purity of my land and environment. Respect the life force of my mother tongue. Give freedom to all my humble brothers and sisters. This is the last testament written with my blood. Because of necessity, it is my goal to burn myself forever. So let me accomplish this. All my brothers and sisters, young and old, living in misery and sorrow, all people throughout the world who have freedom and peace, and to you tyrants of violence, oppression and torture. What I want is lasting peace and freedom. What I am searching for is an existence of equality and caring. Until I accomplish this, I will burn myself again and again. Sungshuki, 2005. Thank you very much. Because the Sungshuki singer, I'm doing the can't pay mercy cable. There's some Australian sure. France, some day, not a personal. This is which you do some number. You has a lot to be a man. The number to have the Facebook campaign, the Jamaican campaign, the means, the mean horizon, like young to borders. So the other local nation. King my chick bunny to go, Mary. Numbers of chamber, not the Miri, you knew. So the other color, they could miss secret, meet all I do. Then I answer, make you lie, or Mary, not to turn that lie. Tochana, well, gallow.
Our next speaker is Alex Chow, one of the leaders of Hong Kong democracy movement and a leading voice for freedom and human rights. As a student leader of the 2014 Umbrella Movement, he inspired millions. Today, he continued to advocate for the people of Hong Kong on the international stage, reminding the world the struggle for freedom knows no borders. Alex.
our friends from Tibet. I will have to acknowledge that it is very difficult to come to this stage and to come up with any words to share with you. Because if it is a protest, we could rally to the Chinese embassy, we could change, we could see like a CCP down. But the context of this rally is just too heavy. With a dear Tibetan community member engaging in self-immolation, even I myself, I think it takes time to process. And I can't even imagine like, what is the most appropriate word to show support, to walk alongside with our Tibetan friends. I think that's my biggest concern. I think like my presence today is not to like a rally for any action because I feel like I'm in no position to do that. Because like, well, each of you being here today, being present at the Times Square, waving a flag, chanting Pawo Lobga, Rangzen's name, is already exemplifying the spirit of our dear friend who want all of us to continue the fight until the day CCP is down, until the day Tibet is free. I remember the day when our dear friend engaged in self-immolation. I was actually technically about to schedule an interview to talk to one of the Tibetan community members, to ask them, to learn from them how the Tibetan community in exile can be that resilient, and in what way the Hong Kongers can learn from you, to learn how to build an institution, to recover from exile, to grieve, to process the sense of loss, to process our political violence, the political trauma, so we recover from being pushed out from our hometown, from being disconnected, being cut off from our family members, to being able to adapt to a new host country, unfamiliar with the culture, the language, system, the institution, and still able to rebuild a community from afar. Now that we could enjoy our freedom in the US, but also to fight for our friends, our colleagues back in jail, behind bars, so that one day we can reunite. And I can imagine like, well, when the moment we're about to like engage in the war, and it is even harder for me to imagine like, well, when our Tibetan friends, as each of you have been telling others, to not let like with a sacrifice becomes just another 3-second news cycle, but to activate the force, to activate the energy, to spread the words, to make more people hear of the story, so the sacrifice will not be a wasted cause. So the spirit could sustain and it pass to more and more people. I think as a Hong Konger, what I can do here today is to really to remind each other and to pay our tribute, to let our Tibetan friends know until the day Tibet is free, Hong Kongers would be always walking alongside you to fight for free Tibet! Free Tibet! Free Tibet! Free Tibet! Free Tibet! Free Tibet! Let's not give up until Tibet is free.
Thank you, Alex. Now we have Tibetan children from DC to honor our martyr.
야 수도 얘가 썸 땅을 그거 야구상 없다 같이 지역을 알아. 아 그거 야구래. 여기 그냥 뒤로 와. 야 야냥에 딱 집에 돈다린다 인지게 야구린다. All right. A moment before, I in and outside Tibet, and we are facing a new generation of young Tibetans who need to follow us. Our main purpose for being here is also to remember those who have already given their lives, about 170. We have a long list, and we have asked our upcoming young from our Sunday school kids. Because of time, we won't be going into details. They will simply say their names and read about 20-30 names of those who passed away without giving any details because of time. But I must tell you, all those who died for Tibet as young as 17, and the oldest was 62. Can you imagine that? So, the Lobga Rangzen's self-immolation has fired up internationally. We all know that he's no longer with us, but we also know those about 169, 70, they are gone, they are already back. Some are there in their 20s. Of course, you don't know that. But Lobga Rangzen is still there. You know, our tradition for 49 days, he's not gone beyond despair. He's still, what was the transition? Tibet Pardo. He's living in a dream. And unlike those who all die, how can he sleep during these 47 days? He must be traveling, coming back here, hearing us. And when we don't respond, it's a knockout for him. Oh my God, I must be dead. Then he goes in dream. And I'm sure because of the
Thank you, TLC Commissioner Waldivia, for your presence. We appreciate this.
To present our official New York State Assembly citation in solemn honor of Pawo Rangzen and his ultimate sacrifice for Tibet, please welcome Assembly Stephen Roga representing District 30. Stephen Roga.
Happy to join our community here. Thank you so much for the Tibetan National Congress and New Yorkers who are coming here to make sure that we're here to not ever forget the sacrifice of martyr Lobga Rangzen, our neighbor here in New York. I am so proud as an assembly member in Western Queens to represent Woodside, Jackson Heights, Elmhurst, one of the largest Tibetan communities here in the state of New York. And in our community, we know that we must fight for a free Tibet. Here in Queens and across our 5 boroughs, we know that human rights must be universal. We know that no matter where we live in this earth, that human rights are rights for everyone, and we cannot forget that. So, we must not forget that just because of our martyr here and all the others who self-immolate, the 171, that everyone who has fought for not forgetting and fighting for Tibetan culture, Tibetan identity, Tibetan language will not just be not ever forgotten, but we lift up the torch and the fight, and we continue it here in New York, here in the city, the state of New York, and all over the world. So I am proud to always stand with you, not just in remembrance and commemoration, but we know that we must make sure we prioritize here in Times Square, here in New York City, here in the United States of America, that we know our neighbors know that we must have a free Tibet in our lifetime. So let's come together. I'm so proud to join you. Thank you, Tibetan National Congress, and long live our martyr, Lobga Rangzen. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Assembly Member Stephen Roga.
Free Tibet! Thank you, Roga!
Our next speaker carries for a deep family legacy for Tibetan freedom, son of Dr. Rinpoche, and nephew of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and a dear friend of Pawo Lobga Rangzen, and have walked many times for Tibet, Mr. Kuka.
Alright. Vigil. My name is Gunga Norbu, and I'm the son of the late Dr. Rinpoche, the elder brother of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. As you may have heard, my father started the march for the Rangzen movement once he retired from his day job as a professor at Indiana University. Yet, they never allowed their differing political approach to divide them. They respected and trusted each other. They stood together unwavering in their commitment to Tibet. They shared a common vision to work for the happiness and well-being of the Tibetan people. The torch of this moment was passed on and carried forward by my late younger brother, Jigme Norbu. After his passing during the Rangzen March in 2011 in Florida, I joined my nephew, Jigme son, to carry on the legacy of the Rangzen March that same year. From the point on, I engaged in several other walks for the Rangzen movement. In 2013, I walked with Lobga Rangzen from Washington, D.C. to New York City, and we walked together on few other marches for Rangzen. I came to know my friend, Lobga, well during these walks, and we became friends.
My name is Ryan. Executive Director of the International Campaign for Tibet. It's an honor to be here with all of you. To the family members of Lobga, members and supporters of the Tibetan community, and all who have gathered here tonight, we come together in grief. On July 2nd, in front of the United Nations, Lobga Rangzen self-immolated and tragically passed shortly thereafter. He was a native of Kharza, a devoted monk, and above all, he was a son of Tibet. He came to the United States in 2006 and spent nearly 20 years engaged in selfless activism on behalf of his people, refusing to let the world look away from his homeland. Tonight we mourn him and we hold his family and all who love him in our hearts. While we grieve, we also cherish the call in Lobga's final message, where he said he did not want our mourning. He wanted us to redouble our effort, strengthen our unity, and raise our voices to the international community to proclaim that Tibet can no longer be ignored. His appeal has never been more urgent. One day before he died, the Chinese Communist Party's so-called ethnic unity and progress law came into effect, giving legal cover to what Beijing has pursued for decades, the systematic dismantling of Tibetan language, religion, and identity. Lobga understood what that means. It means every Tibetan who still speaks their language, teaches a child a prayer, holds a picture of His Holiness, engages in an act of resistance. He thanked Tibetans inside Tibet for exactly that, for their resilience and bravery despite the extraordinary risks. And he reminded Tibetans in exile and their supporters that we are their voice in places they cannot reach, like this one. That is why our activism cannot stop at our own movement. The Tibetan struggle is bound to the Uyghurs, the Hong Kongers, the Southern Mongolians, the Taiwanese, and to every person of conscience that refuses to accept that a government may erase a people. Broad coalitions are how movements persevere and how they win. We at the International Campaign for Tibet are more resolute than ever, and our determination to build international support for Tibet and partner with all of you and Tibet supporters everywhere to ensure that Tibetan voices are heard at the highest levels around the world. But unity and effectiveness is not only a matter of numbers or coalitions, it's a matter of principles. His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, has shown us for decades what ours must be: nonviolence, compassion, and a commitment to helping others towards the betterment of our common humanity. These are not fleeting values. They are our North Star. They are also the source of our moral authority in every capital and every global institution, including the United Nations. So we ask the UN and its member states in explicit terms, condemn the ethnic unity and progress law and demand its repeal. Urge China to engage with His Holiness the Dalai Lama or his representatives in genuine dialogue. Hold Beijing accountable for its appalling repression and what it is doing to a people who simply want to practice their faith, speak their language, pass on the rich culture and traditions of Tibet to their children, and live their lives in freedom and dignity in their homeland. While Lobga is gone, his legacy of selfless activism is not, nor is our collective work for the Tibetan people. Let us take it up together with unity, with purpose, and with a resolute determination to fight for what is right. Long live His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Two more. Long live His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Long live His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.